What's going on, guys? It's Saturday morning. Just got to the shop ready to start on this full suspension job for the C6. It's gonna be quite the task, so we're gonna dive right into it. As you know, the car rides terribly. Woody, you put some miles on this thing the other day. 3 words to describe this car.
Junk.
Okay.
Ass happy.
Yep.
Bouncy as hell.
Okay. All accurate. I couldn't agree more. So we'll show you how bad the suspension is as we're taking it off, but I really cannot wait to get this thing fully refreshed and driving like the C6s that I love and remember. So it wasn't part of the original plan, but we're gonna go ahead and replace axles too. They look like they're probably original. They're not bad, but they have to be going bad soon, I presume. So we grabbed a set of 28,000 mile axles off the shelf, and hopefully that gives us a lot more life in this.
Good.
Yep. This actually doesn't feel horrible, but why not replace it anyway? Right?
Yeah, it didn't hurt.
I guess I'm gonna get the full Leasey Parts customer experience here. Open one of our fancy boxes like you guys do. Wow, look at that packaging. That is phenomenal.
Almost like it's packed by a professional.
I know. Wow, these parts are in fantastic shape. I'm sure glad I bought from Leasey Parts. We're about to find out if there's anything in the way of power steering fluid in there.
That's a big no, bud. There ain't.
All right, glad you sucked all that out.
Yeah.
Huh, I wonder if that's why the power steering wasn't working. People keep yelling at me for having a stock intake on this car and wonder when I'm going to actually do something to it.
Are you? Oh, it's broken. We gotta replace it.
Oh.
We gotta replace it.
Maybe I'll have to order one. Maybe a haul tech. I don't want to spend any money on power upgrades on this car until I know actually what I want to do with it. Maybe I'll put a blower on it. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. So I don't want to buy stuff twice. You know, maybe an intake comes in and it disappears, and it happens to end up on this car, but I don't want to spend any money. It's looking real empty.
Ready for the fun to start?
And there's fun to be had today? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we gotta have it.
Anybody who's done a cam in these knows how bad this is, because you had to mess with the same stuff. It kind of looks like engine oil that's leaking.
I think it might be a little bit of everything at this point.
A nice healthy mix.
Yeah. I guess it ain't trans fluid because that's in the back, right?
Oh, so, yeah, but that's leaking back there. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, plenty of that going on back here. I'd say it'd be easier to list everything this car isn't leaking, but I'm not sure there'd be anything on that list.
Fernando, come get this thing birthed. Now push
That's not
up.
connected, right?
No, I just like unplug it. And now push up on the ABS. There we go.
There we go.
Shit, that didn't take any time.
No, that wasn't terrible.
Well, there's your leak right there.
That looks pretty
It's
good.
that line.
Hard. Where isn't it leaking though?
Right, very true. That whole thing is just trash.
Disgusting. No, it's
pretty
not
good.
trash. There is
Oh, yeah,
a
that's
guy
right.
in Texas that rebuilds these. I forget his name. I will put it in the description because he actually is a good source for refresh steering racks for these things. So we're gonna send this to him and he'll take care of that and resell it. Even as bad as it looks.
It wasn't too bad.
Which is pretty bad. I mean, It's hilarious because it doesn't feel, it's not that sloppy.
So it's pretty much about the.
But I mean, it's just every sealant is blown out.
Yeah,
So
100%. 100%. I still can't tell exactly where this thing is leaking from. It's just everywhere, as far as I know.
So what's next?
Pull this last rear corner, and then start reassembling stuff. I do have to do the balancer, which is going to suck. Look at this. Oh my god. Disgusting.
Huh.
Disgusting.
No bueno. You don't. Did you secure the caliper?
Yep. It's zip tied to the frame.
Okay. I like those wheels.
Badass, baby.
What kind of suspension setup is this?
It's gonna go over.
Well done.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
I was trying to line up with the fork.
Fernando, is it totaled or what?
Yeah. Come on.
I mean, it is PPS.
Yeah, but. What you doing? Come on.
This is maybe right. It's right on the floor. This is a shit show, isn't it?
Do
That mirror in, please. At this point, I got some forklift, right?
No, don't do that.
I don't like the way you're looking at that. It's just bird poop that I'm looking at. Okay. We're used to messing with junk stuff here. You know, just running forklifts into stuff, and obviously Woody just pushes shit into the junk pile all the time. So, you know, it takes
Supposed to be nicer, no extra f***ed up.
Fernando, have you watched the videos on this car?
No.
What?
Why not?
Of course I did. I just f***ed with you.
Whoa.
I mean, you should know this thing's not nicer.
But that's the point. So you bought it to make it nicer, and that's the point of it. Not to make extra damage to the car.
Look, there's a Woody special right there.
No, that was like that before.
Nah,
yeah.
nah, yeah, right, yeah, right. And look over here too. Oh, come on.
That's been like that. Oh wait, no, my bad.
Hey,
Woody,
exactly,
my lip.
exactly. Yeah, come on.
Can I'm not nice.
I should have known you used it because it's all wrapped up, nice looking. And anybody else uses it's all and you know just running over the cord. And... So we had a couple guys stop in the other day with some ridiculous projects, awesome cars, looking at Hellcats, LSAs, LT4s. They just stopped by. They're looking at the LSA right now, and they drew something super cool, so I can't wait to show you guys that.
It's going into a 1997 official NASCAR truck. It was a truck that was actually raced in NASCAR. It had a 358 18-degree small block.
Okay.
And I bought it out of Texas complete. And I've put the truck on the street. I put taillights in it, headlights in it, passenger seat, turn signals, the whole thing. And I track the car, and then I drive it around. But that 18-degree, 630 horsepower with that NASCAR clutch is not driver friendly. So it's awesome on the track, but I want something that I can do both.
Of course, yep.
So, and I won't have to put 105 octane, 110 octane.
Nope, 93, 85 if you want to make some power, and she will run 200,000 miles if you wanted to.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Sweet. Now we have to go get you to show us the other truck you brought real quick. It looks great.
It turned out great. Yeah. So,
all right, I'm going to have you send me that, and then we're going to put them in the video, so check that out. Yeah, so what is the rundown on this? Because I heard it pulling up while I was pressure washing the car. I could hear it over the pressure washer.
This is a 1965 C10. I bought it out of California on eBay, and it spent its entire life in California on a like a dump.
Okay.
It was built in California at the plant, and they took it there. So that's where it spent its entire life.
Okay.
So I bought it, and we took it completely down to the chassis, and I found I think it's a 1967 427
okay.
engine from a friend of mine out of Bel Air, and
that looks tough.
I purchased that. It's got a 700 R4, and it's got complete ride tech suspension, air suspension, big Willwood 16-inch disc brakes. When you go into a turn, it doesn't even lean. I mean,
that's awesome.
Sway bars on this thing are like an inch and a half, 3/4. But it's just so much fun. But
I bet.
I love the exhaust that we did through the side. We actually Frenched the frame and brought it through, and it got the 5-inch pipes there. It was quieter until we did that. And
yeah.
It just resonates inside there.
All right, well, now you got to start it up.
Yeah.
Take the cake for the coolest car somebody's driven here, so somebody's got to come beat it now. So all the old suspension is out, and it is just disgusting. Coilovers, control arms, ball joints, rotors, pads. You see where this is going, right? Everything is just loose and floppy. They cut the lowering bolts, which is fine. Those bushings that I was telling you about, which I'm not going to touch right now because they are filthy disgusting. The rack, surprisingly, doesn't feel too bad. The inner ball joints are tight. Maybe it was replaced at some point. But it looks disgusting. All those lines are out. We do have to pull the high pressure line still. And then we're going to put all this stuff in here. It does look so much better under there. I can actually see the transmission. It's just not straight black.
Especially that one.
Oh, holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I didn't realize they got that bad.
I got some gold spray paint in my toolbox.
I don't know. We have some 1,000-mile gray calipers over there.
I got some gold spray paint in my toolbox.
So that you'll understand, there's levels to how lazy I am. That's not one of them. You know, I might not wash my cars, but I'm not spray painting brake calipers just like that, all right?
I mean, that's how those are done, right?
Yeah, not by me. You can't. You guys can't see how bad that is. I'll show you when we get it up here. It's add it to the list of fuck.
Okay, good enough.
Oh god, now I can kind of see this thing. All right. What's up?
Finish pressure washing the rest of the orange off.
I mean, that's not the worst idea in the world, but I kind of don't want red ones either.
But then you have to
Bleed it, and all that. Yeah.
Nah.
What are you talking about? So, I don't get it. Oh, how's he gonna do that while I'm not out there? Damn it! I want to see the burnouts.
The drive belt should be this way, but as you can see, there's grooves in it from being backwards.
Yeah, I saw that earlier, and I thought the same thing he did, that it was like a double rib belt. No. Got the old balancer off there. Doesn't look bad, but if you remember from that first video, you could kind of see a wobble, and they're notorious for it, so went ahead and replaced that. There's our pretty new balancer. I can put it in gear if I need to. If you mess with Corvettes, you know the rear struts have the nuts welded onto the frame back there. That ain't supposed to be out. So we're gonna have to get creative and I guess get a wrench back there or whatever. Fortunately, I don't know if you can see it too well. Somebody, maybe this is why, cut a hole in the floor of the tub there. There's just the carpet covering it. So worst case, we can get under there and stick a wrench or socket down in there and I guess take care of it. But you can see all the corrosion and just general nastiness there. So I wasn't planning on doing this, but the pressure washer, as you saw, completely destroyed what I thought was powder coat, but it turns out it's just spray paint. So I had to go shopping again and grab this 1,800 mile set of 60th anniversary, I believe, brakes out of inventory. It's kind of cool. It's a super, super rare option. It is factory painted gunmetal. I don't know how many cars came with this. It's the first one that I've seen personally. I'm honestly not the biggest fan of it, but I don't want to put that back on. I don't want red calipers. I don't want to take it off to powder coat them. So here we are. Let me know how you guys like these brakes. I've always loved on Corvettes how the brakes actually stand out. Not going to do that, but I guess at least I can spin it as a cool OEM option. These are the factory C6 Z06 brake pads. 6 pads in total on the front. It's just a really odd design. I haven't seen any other cars use it. Maybe you guys have. This is a normal brake pad. They have those pins in there which hold the padlets, and the aftermarket pads just sit on the center one, are aligned by the outer ones, and seems like a much better design, in my unprofessional opinion. So if anybody else just bought a Z06 and found that there was a hole cut in the floor, they'd probably be pretty upset. As I went on about earlier, turns out to be a blessing in disguise. That nut is loose, broken off in there, can't get to it without tons of trouble. And there's our hole. Check that out. Would have been a, I don't know, hour if we're lucky and can really get it fixed. Now it is a 5-minute fix because somebody, for some reason, cut a hole in it. 17 is the magic number. Yeah, tightening's the way to go. Thanks to whoever cut that hole in there. I really appreciate you cutting into my car and making my life easy.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's probably the wrong way to do it with that alignment collar on there.
You were gonna wait till I was like.
I mean, I was gonna see if it worked before I talk shit.
Not having any issues. Not gonna get nothing into here. I'm a big dummy.
And with that, the rear's done. There's our pretty new Bilsteins. OEM brake rotors, slightly less cool caliper calipers. Did I just say caliper? I definitely did. And low mileage everything. We're back to Elise spring. No more blown coilovers. So I'm really excited to see how she rides. We're gonna button up this front and bleed the brakes and get out of here. So as you can see, this aluminum steering rack bushing has some slop in there. From the factory, yeah, that is gonna be hot, isn't it? From the factory, because this is magnesium subframe, they have these spacers which are too big. So we did some high quality machine work here and drilled out some big thin washers, and this should take care of our problem. So we're in the process of wrapping up the front end here. We found this gem. I had every intention to reuse the stainless brake lines that were on this, even though they're a little older and filthy. We did reuse them on the back. They were in good shape. The fronts, not so much. Luckily we caught that, and we have these nice factory rubber lines with 1,800 miles on them to replace them. Sometime in the future we'll probably put new stainless lines on them, but they surely will not look like this. All good?
All good.
What do you think about that last bolt? What's up with that?
It's there.
it's there for moral support.
Exactly. It's hold a piece of plastic.
I think we're buttoned up, right?
I think we are done.
I mean, we should probably bleed the brakes,
bleeding
but
the brakes.
do some power steering fluid. All right, before we start bleeding the brakes, we just got cleaned up a little bit, and one of the best parts about being a car guy is all this stuff that I took off that is no good to me, or I might have wanted to put lower mileage stuff on there, it's all going to get reused by somebody. This is going to be a core. Somebody will certainly rebuild these brakes. They're going to come with the new pins and put them on something cool, I'm sure. Suspension corners are all still straight and good, just high mileage. So for somebody who wants to do ball joints, different bushings, and do an actual full more extensive rebuild than I did, still perfect. This is pretty much all we got left, right?
Yeah.
This and bleed the brakes.
I mean, I kind of just did that.
I think we got to do a little more thorough than just sucking it out, right?
No, so what I was doing was letting all the air come out the top,
Okay.
pulling it till I saw nothing but fluid coming
So
out.
now it's not going to take us much time at all to.
Exactly.
Yeah, perfect.
Well-
okay. I'll give you the pleasure of being in the car, and I'll do this shit.
The sun's still up. We done beat the clock. We're good.
Dude, look at the shit on the ground. from
Oh,
doing this earlier.
I'm well aware.
Holy hell.
Like, it's got a whole trail the whole way down.
It might be the worst I've seen.
Yeah?
All right, one more rinse off to get this brake clean and all that stuff off, and it is
She done. Yeah. This is all the aftermath of the first clean from this morning. She's pretty nasty.
What's the torque on those?
All the Ugga Duggas?
All of them. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I don't know. Those calipers don't look too bad behind there.
No, they don't, because they kind of match that wheel.
Yeah.
The inside of the wheel.
The car just looks like super subtle now, which I don't know that I like, but
I mean,
what choice do we have, right?
that's kind of where the whole, like, you started that process as soon as you changed the exhaust.
Yeah, but that was functionality. It's okay. I have
Oh, I'm sure your neighbors will love it.
It's at some point the car will get ignorant again. Trust me. Trust me.
Good.
At a good level?
Yeah.
Oh, it feels so good. It feels awesome, and I can't wait to actually drive this thing. The power steering is the biggest thing. Maybe,
Right.
Maybe we screw something up and it'll all leak out by the time I go to drive it to alignment, but otherwise, oh, this car just feels so nice and tight. I'm getting myself excited.
Park it next to the other hoopty. At least this one runs.
Yeah,
Right, Lee?
I can drive this hoopty.
Yeah.
Maybe I clip his bumper on the way in. Couldn't look any worse.
Right? It's a little smoky in here. just a little bit.
Jesus Christ. I guess it's just from cleaning stuff off. It's gotta be.
Yeah.
I mean, it literally smells like water and soap burning off.
Yeah.
The rear ride height is on point. The front is terrible. So I set the lowering bolts at the same height front and back. I guess they need to be completely bottomed out in the front to really get what I want to do. I don't know. I call this a successful day. What about you?
I'd say so.
Yeah.
We took a car inside. Literally did the whole suspension. Everything.
Every bit, yeah.
Every bit.
of the suspension. All right, guys. It's Monday afternoon. We got lucky. The alignment shop had an opening today. But first, we're going to fix this ride height and put our fancy new wheel spacers on there. 3/8 of an inch. None of that millimeter bullshit. Measured in American. We're going to knock those out. And we're going to get rid of this crazy wheel gap. And go get this thing straight and start racking up the miles. Oh, much better. You hitting on wheel spacers, buddy?
Yeah.
Next one goes at your head. Alright, we just dropped it off. If you're in the Kent Island area, Eastern Shore, give them a look. They've always done right by us. It looks like that ride height got settled in there pretty nice. The front is all the way bottomed out, and it kind of matches the rear pretty well. We'll see what it looks like after the alignment, but they're going to give me a call back in a couple hours, and we'll come grab it and take it for a ride. Alright, so I don't know what you guys can see, but Alex left the shop like 5 minutes before I did, passed this place on the highway and said, "Lee, your headlights are on." They finished this car like 3 hours ago, so I guess we're going to see if it starts. It is straight and run. Alrighty. Jesus Christ. Alright, Dalt, whip out the cables.
Let me see. Well, the more I thought about it when I was sitting there, I was like, those lights were bright. Like,
Yeah.
That thing was on.
It barely died.
Really?
Yeah.
And I was like, right when you said that, and I thought about it, what if they left the car on and the key there, and someone just like walked by and the door opened? Like, if the door opened and the key's under the mat, the car would start.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, oh shit, like, what if someone actually got into it?
Well, that's what we said. Like when I pulled in, I literally like pulled in nose to nose because I was like, "There's no one in it, right?
Yeah.
Like there's not someone sitting in it."
I literally just scoped the minivan hard as shit that came around the corner because it had like bright blue LEDs. And I saw it go to the roundabout, I stopped, I was like, is that him?
Oh, this is an actual.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I thought it was just like a cone.
Oh, you're not supposed to hit that.
I thought it was just a cone. I didn't realize it was a post.
The only good part is...
I'm just barely touching it. I'm good. I'm trying to catch it.
So truthfully though, do you think there's any possible way that car was sitting there with the lights on for 3 hours?
Not that bright. Like that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And when he just clicked the starter,
It like
clicked.
almost, it turned it over,
turned. It wasn't like it literally had nothing.
I almost think somebody got in the car, as dumb as it sounds, I almost wonder if somebody got in the car and didn't know how to start it because it was a manual. So, that rocks, buddy, that's rocks.
What's that noise? Let's play a game with this car. What's that noise?
Alright guys, we just picked it up from alignment, jetted almost all the way home, and suspension wise, this car is almost perfect. The stance turned out great. The whole car is super nice and tight. It is exactly what I wanted. If I had to pick one gripe about it, it's either that I got used to driving around with no power steering, dailying a truck, or forgot how light the steering is in C6s. This is the first early C6 that I've had. Everything else was 09 and up, and they have a revised rack, which maybe that's a bigger deal than I thought. I'll have to stash away a newer revised rack, and next time this engine is out or the subframe's dropped, I'll probably throw that in. Hopefully that'll remedy that. But otherwise, I truly mean it when I say it rides like a brand new car. I'm super thrilled to start putting some mileage on this. There's still plenty to do, but it's certainly able to be driven now. I probably shouldn't mention this because I'm sure I'm gonna jinx myself, but we're 90 miles into the trip and I don't have a single dead gauge, a single light, so maybe we got lucky with our BCM fix and it actually took care of the issue. Really appreciate you guys tuning in and watching. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.